Today you're going to be working with box plots. Box plots are also known as box and whisker plots. Okay. They use a number line to show the distribution of a set of data by using the median, Q1, and Q3 values. A box is drawn around the quartile values, and the whiskers extend from each quartile to the extreme data points that are not outliers. The median is marked with a vertical line. The figure below is the box and whisker plots. See, you have our box right there, and you have the whiskers. Okay. You notice that the whiskers only go to the extremes. They do not go to any outliers. Okay. They do not go to any outliers. Box plots separate data into 4 parts. We talked about this before. Each quartile and median separate each 25% of the data. So even though the parts may differ in length, each one contains 25% of the data. The IQR, or the interquartile range, shows that middle 50% of the data. Okay. So that holds that middle 50%. So take a look at this and then turn to the next page. Now, let's take a look at that next page. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our box and whisker plot. So the very first thing we need to do is put this into number order. So we have 23, 22, 25, cross them off, 2 25s, 27, ooh, there's a 20 there too, and a 19, 30, 34, 35, and 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. So our median right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 25 is our median. So we're going to put a vertical line there at 25. Excuse me. With 25 being our median, we look down here and find the median of these numbers, which is 22. 22 is going to be our quartile 1. And over here, 34 is my quartile 1. Or quartile 3. So we connect the lines to make our box for our box and whisker. Even though that this box is larger than this box, each of these boxes both contain 25% of the data. Then I'm going to draw a dot on my 40. There's my whisker. We do 40 because it's our largest number. We're going to do 19 because it's our smallest number. And we're going to draw our lines there. Notice this whisker is longer than this whisker. Okay. Now, when we look at this, we're going to notice that this range is much smaller than this range. It tells us that this 25% or this 50% of the data that's below the median is compacted a lot smaller. So the data is bunched from 19 to 25. The data over here is a lot more spread out, which is why our top 50% is that much more spread out. Okay? I want you to try this down below. Draw your own number line and go from there. Pause the video, then we'll go through it. Alright, you should have completed your box and whisker plot. So our first job is to come through and organize them from smallest to largest. We have 350, 460, 480, 475. We forgot 450, which goes right there. 475, 480, 500, 515, 525, 520, 525, and 540. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle of this is 490, and that's my median. Okay, we find my quartile. 1, 2, 3. So 460. So 490, 480, 470, 460, 450, 440. So 460 is my Q1. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 520, 500, 510, 520, 530, 540, 550. 490, 510, 520 is my Q3. Draw our lines. There's my box. Now you notice that 350 is great. Quite a difference between from down below. If we take the IQR, which is 60, and multiply that by 1.5 to find my outlier, you'll notice 90 is what I'm going to have here. If I add 90, it doesn't come anywhere close. So 520 plus 90 is 610. So 540 is not an outlier, so that's where my whisker goes. But if you look, 460 minus 90 is 370. So 350 is an outlier, so my whisker will only go down to 450. And I leave the dot for 350 as an outlier. So your box and whisker plot should look something like that. The line will not go all the way out to 350 because that's an extreme value that is an outlier. Okay? If we take a look, just like we talked about before, if we take a look, half the drivers are driving at what speed? We know that this is our median, so everything from here over is going to be faster than 25 miles per hour. So 50% were driving faster than 25 miles per hour. Now, remember from what we talked about before, each quartile is 25% of the data. So the wider spread out the boxes are, that means that the range of the data is larger. So if we look, more people drove within 19 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour. That's range of 6. In comparison, 25 to 40, which is a range of 15. This tells us there is a large range of data. In comparison, if you look down at the bottom, you go from 56 all the way to 90, that's a large range of data. And if you notice, all 25%, all quartiles, are about the same size. So the data is evenly spread apart. Okay. Now, for homework, you need to complete 1, 2, and 3 from your homework practice. So that's the whole page, all the way through A through E. And then questions 1 through 4 on the problem-solving practice. Now, if you need help, make sure that you take a look on your calendar and look at some of those Khan Academy videos. All right, guys, have a good day, and we will talk to you later.